When people talk about a movie, they usually focus on the plot or the character's fate. But few notice the invisible hand that manipulates our emotions, composition. From Orson Welles' Low-angle shots to Bong Joon-ho's horizontal divisions, how a story is filmed often matters more than what is filmed. In this video, I want to share an idea. Composition is the director's storytelling beyond the script, through spatial politics, psychological control, and symbolic coding. Composition tells a story before we even realize it. So here's our main question. How does composition perform narrative functions? How do its strategies differ across dimensions? We'll look at iconic yet often overlooked shots and explore how visuals and dialogue work together to build an intertextual narrative structure. Traditional film theory treats composition as part of mise-en, scheme the visual relationship among elements in a frame. French narratologist Savitin Torolov once noted that viewers interpret composition through schematization. We judge character status based on position, size, and gaze direction. Here, I combine these ideas into what I call the three dimensions of narrative composition. 1. Spatial dimension. How character placement reflects power relations. 2. Psychological dimension. How camera, distance, and angle shape emotional engagement. 3. Symbolic dimension. How geometric forms carry metaphorical meaning. Let's begin with the spatial narrative. Visualizing power. Think of The Godfather 1972. The restaurant assassination scene is a classic case of composition as power dynamics. When Michael plans to kill Sollozzo, he's first placed on the left third of the frame, small and compressed by the decor behind him. But as he says, "I'm gonna kill him," the camera slowly tracks back, letting him occupy the center, larger, more dominant, while his brother Tom is pushed to the edge. Without a word, the framing shows Michael's shift from family outcast to heir of power. Later, when Michael stands to fetch the gun, the camera switches to a low angle. His head nearly touches the top of the frame. This gives the audience a sense of pressure and dominance. Psychological studies show that long shots activate our authority recognition instinct, making a character seem powerful. Here, composition alone signals Michael's mental transformation. Compare that to House of Cards 2013 to 2018. Frank Underwood often sits dead center in the frame, yet the director leaves a large empty space above his head, a floating oppression. This unnatural gap hints at his moral instability. When he becomes president, the framing suddenly changes. The top of his head is cut off. No more empty space. It visually tells us his power has reached the ceiling, both literally and symbolically. Next, let's move to psychological storytelling, controlling emotional distance. Horror films are masters at manipulating psychological space. Take Stanley Kubrick's The Shining 1980. When Wendy discovers Jack's stack of all work and no play, pages, the camera uses a 14mm wide lens. Her body stretches toward the edge, while the hallway behind her converges dramatically. This makes the space feel alive and threatening, activating what psychologists call empty space anxiety. Kubrick's perfect symmetry only amplifies the unease. Left and right sides mirror each other, yet no sign of life exists. Cognitive studies show that slight asymmetries in symmetry overstimulate the brain's visual centers, making us feel uneasy. Through spatial distortion and broken symmetry, composition traps us inside the character's sphere. Finally, the symbolic narrative, using geometry as metaphor. Bong Joon-ho's Parasite 2019 builds an entire geometry of class. In the Kim family's semi-basement, the horizon line is high, ceilings pressed down, suggesting they're buried underground. But when the sun first enters the Park family mansion, the horizon drops to the lower third of the frame, giving 2/3 of the screen to open sky. This upward geometry visualizes his social climb. Even the mansion's zigzag staircase divides bodies into fragments from above, a metaphor for class division and identity split. In Black Swan 2010, circular composition expresses psychological fragmentation. Nina's pink bedroom forms a circular space. When she first sees her reflection, the mirror splits the frame symmetrically. Real Nina on one side, the hallucination on the other. As the story progresses, circles dominate, stage lights, subway windows, even her mother's eyes. These geometric echoes build a subconscious link. Perfection equals danger. When Nina completes her transformation under the circular spotlight, the tragedy has already been foretold by composition itself. From Michael's rise to power to Nina's fractured identity, composition is not decoration, but an invisible author. Through spatial politics, emotional control, and symbolic design, it shapes how we feel and think before we're aware of it. The most powerful storytelling happens within the frame's edges. When we gaze at the image gazes back, and the story quietly unfolds in that mutual gaze. This video's discussion of composition isn't absolute or complete. If you have thoughts or questions, feel free to reach out. Thanks for watching.